Good afternoon and welcome to Power Up Monday Online. My name's Nadine and I'm a public service programmer here at the Hamilton Public Library. And I wanted to welcome everyone today and thank you for staying in. Hopefully you're staying cool, staying safe and staying healthy and joining us today for our very first Lunch and Learn. I'm really thrilled and honored to have Keith Russell joining us today from the Hamilton Business Center and to discuss the digital Main Street and the ShopHere project. You will have the opportunity to have a Q&A during this live event. On the right-hand upper corner of your screen, you'll see a chat where you can type in your questions. And at the end of our presentation, we'll have an opportunity to, I'll pose those to Keith and he'll answer them, as well as we'll post his email there where you can ask him questions directly that he can follow up following our event today. This Power Up Monday Lunch and Learn will be recorded and it will be posted to our Power Up Monday playlist on YouTube. So stay posted for that as well. There is one other Power Up Monday there already posted about Hometown Hub. And with this today's event with Digital Main Street, we're hoping to create it into a series with some additional events coming up in the fall. But let's jump right in and I'm going to, here is Keith. Digital Main Street.
Well, welcome everybody. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day today to join us. So today we're going to talk about specifically the ShopHere powered by Google program that's offered by Digital Main Street. So as soon as there we go. So again, my name is Keith Russell and I'm a business development officer at the Hamilton Business Center, also referred to as the HBC. I'm also the team lead here of the ShopHere Program Google initiative in Hamilton. And so we will be putting my email address in the chat box, I believe, later on in case you want to reach out to me with some more specific questions that maybe we can answer or we don't get to. But if you need to reach me at any time, you can call 905-540-6400. And the best email address to reach me at is shophere@hamilton.ca. Additional information can be found on the Invest in Hamilton or the Hamilton Business Center website. And the online address there is at the bottom, the Invest in Hamilton /Hamilton Business Center. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Hamilton Business Center, the HBC is your one-stop source for business information, guidance, and professional advice on starting and running your business. We're also located on the first floor of City Hall. So the center offers the following services to businesses. So one-on-one consultations, free resources and business advice, review and coaching of a business plan, seminars and workshop, as well as self-employment programs such as Summer Company and Starter Company Plus. Of course, we also offer the Digital Main Street program and the ShopHere program. So in today's webinar, we're going to cover who is Digital Main Street, what is the ShopHere program, what do you get as being part of the program, who is eligible for ShopHere, what exactly is the process, and we're going to answer some of the most commonly asked questions and of course take some additional ones. And then I have a few examples. I've taken some screenshots to try to illustrate to the best of my ability some of the different kinds of businesses that have went through the program to date, and also point out some of the platform features. So who is Digital Main Street? Digital Main Street is a nonprofit organization that helps Main Street businesses achieve digital transformation. The program is built around an online learning platform, structured training programs, unique programs such as this very program we're talking about, ShopHere, future-proofing Main Street, and the Digital Service Squad. Those additional programs we'll be talking about in future Lunch and Learns. Digital Main Street was created by the Toronto Association of Business Improvement Areas. The acronym is TABIA, with direct support from the City of Toronto. So the COVID-19 crisis has highlighted the importance of having an online presence to sell your goods and services. So to address this need, Digital Main Street and its partners, Shopify, Mastercard, Microsoft, the province of Ontario, and the federal government have collaborated on a new program called ShopHere. The ShopHere powered by Google program offers registered independent small businesses and artists the opportunity to build an e-commerce solution at no cost to start, utilizing the Shopify platform, so they can start selling online and connect with new and existing customers from anywhere around the world. So what exactly is the ShopHere program? Digital Main Street, again, has hired and trained recent graduates and students from local community colleges and universities to build and optimize these e-commerce sites for the qualifying businesses. So recent grads and students work with businesses to do things like create and configure the new online stores. And depending on the complexity of the store, it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks from start to finish. But we've had some stores created in a matter of days. Again, it really depends on the complexity. The students will also train the businesses on how to manage their Shopify store, so kind of all aspects of, how to add inventory, what happened when inventory sold, how to, just basically everything that goes along with managing it, the shipping aspects. Students will also work with business owners to make the store live. And they'll help with marketing the stores and any other area of concern that the business owner may have. And that whole process is managed by the students step by step. So what do you get as part of the ShopHere program? Well, you get your choice of an online Shopify store template customized with your information. So all of your branding, your logo, if you've got a color scheme in mind, taglines, anything that brands your business, we will incorporate into the website. Of course, you get hands-on assistance, setting it up and launching the new online store. As mentioned, they'll provide some training to support your online store, covering topics such as digital marketing. Again, shipping is always a tricky one when it comes to online sales, and of course, inventory management. You'll also get access to free tools and additional program benefits to help support the launch of your online store. So for first-time users, there's some ad credits for, I believe, Facebook and Google AdWords, and there's a few other additional ones that are available.
So it says here at the bottom that it's free for participants for the first 3 months. Is there a fee after that?
Yeah, great question. I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, so the when I say it's free to get started, is basically the whole building process and the collecting of all the assets is free, and then your store is launched free of charge for 30 days. 90 days. After the free trial through Shopify runs out, the business owner is responsible for the hosting fees, and there are many different structured plans that Shopify offers. The most common one that business owners go with is, I believe it's $29 a month USD, but there's plans as little as $10 a month. It really depends on the individual site and its complexity.
If you decided after that 90-day trial not to pay that fee, would you still have the website?
No. So that 90 days is kind of your time to assess whether, is an online store, going to work for your business? Is it something you can manage and make a go of? And, 90 days is a great kind of, window of opportunity there to discover whether it's going to work or not. The great part is there's no obligation at all after the 90 days. If it's something that you don't feel you're going to want to continue with, or it's not going to contribute any success to your business as it stands now, you're not obligated to continue on. You simply just close the account down, and it's like it never happened.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So quick fact, ShopHere, powered by Google, has committed to building 50,000 e-commerce sites by the end of March 2021 at no charge. So this is the overall arching goal for the ShopHere program. It's quite a hefty goal, but I don't think it's impossible. And at last check, I think a few weeks ago, there was about 3,000 to 4,000 websites, new e-commerce stores online across Ontario. And of course, the program is just getting started. So I think reaching this goal is quite attainable.
So there's still lots of space if you want to jump in and get started.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, there's tons of space. Please don't be shy. Apply. Like I said, you've got that 90-day window, and there's no obligation. So apply and try it out and see if it's going to work for your business.
Wonderful.
So this is obviously one of the most important things that everybody likes to talk about, is who is eligible for the ShopHere program. So the ShopHere Powered by Google program is currently open to small independent businesses and artists that meet the following requirements. So you need to be a registered business or a nonprofit organization or an artist. You need to have a business number. That's all that's required. You can either be operating out of a commercial location or a home-based business. You just need to have less than 10 full-time employees, or less than 25, if you're a bar or a restaurant. And you can't be a corporate chain or franchise.
And Keith, do you mind if I ask you, how much does it cost approximately to register a business in the city of Hamilton?
I think the fee is about $60 to $70. Of course, you can always reach out to the HPC at any time with any questions regarding that. But if you are unsure, if you have a registered business, or if you need additional help with that, like I said, the HPC is available, or you can still simply apply. And if there is an issue during the process of the application, the team leads, we'll talk a little bit more about that within the Shopify space, will direct you and say, hey, listen, you're not a registered business, but this is how you would go about doing it, and they will direct you to the appropriate they'll give you some links to the appropriate area that you can do that.
Oh, so there's lots of support during the process.
Tons of support, yeah, absolutely. Everybody, at the end of the day, the program is really wants to see as many businesses as possible get online. And so anything that they can do, even if it's not directly related to building you an e-commerce site, they'll do their best to help you. And if they can't answer those questions, they know the appropriate people to reach out to, i.e. myself, because they know when you come through, if you're coming through from Hamilton, I'll be notified, and so I can always take over and help you in that space.
I really like that it includes nonprofits and artists as well as home-based businesses.
Yeah, it really does open up opportunities for everybody, and not just the small independent brick and mortar stores. There's tons and tons of artists out there, and a lot of artists just don't see themselves as a needing an online store. But I mean, regardless of what you're making, if you need to transact, if you need to exchange money online, we can help you. Regardless of what it is that you make, if you're, a painter, or if you are a music producer that produces, background tracks or beats, or really anything, I encourage you to apply.
That's fabulous.
So, just some examples of some eligible businesses to kind of, get everybody thinking. So home-based artists who used to sell through a local tourist shop or farmer's market, a yoga or fitness studio, local craft stores, doctors and dentist office, accountants, restaurants, food trucks, grocery stores, cafes, bistros, and more. And I really wanted to kind of put a mix of, the traditional product-based business, like a restaurant or a grocery store, but even service-based businesses can really benefit from this. You wouldn't necessarily think doctors or dentists or accountants, but, either of those, types of businesses with COVID, may had to have pivoted a little bit with their overall strategy, and maybe they're offering blocks of time, for instance, that they can sell online. There's one way to facilitate the online payment, as well as Shopify and the project leads can also help you with like a booking system. So if you say you're a hair salon or a nail salon, and you need to be able to facilitate the booking of appointments, as well as the e-commerce transactions, we can help you with that as well.
Yeah, that's great. I was going to say the booking of appointments, whether it's a hair salon or a doctor or dental office or any type of practitioner, seems to be really important to be able to do that online now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the process.
What's the process? Look at this. All these great steps.
So the process, even though I have it outlined as 8 steps, is really straightforward. You simply visit digitalmainstreet.ca/ShopHere. And if you happen to just stumble across the digitalmainstreet.ca webpage, the messaging is all there for ShopHere. It's really easy to find. So after you sign up at the digitalmainstreet.ca/ShopHere page, you'll get an email. And so essentially this is an email from our digital activation leads. Those are the students that will be building the websites for the business owner, and they just want to schedule a time to meet with you. They'll discuss, obviously they want a little bit of background about your business, some of your overarching goals. They may inquire a little bit to kind of the personas that, your ideal customer that you're trying to reach. And they're going to want to collect as many assets, digital assets, as they can from the business owner. So again, logos, color schemes, you're selling products, or it could be a service, any images that you have for those associated products or services, and of course descriptions. Just because it's an e-commerce store, there's still, they can still create static pages, like contact pages and about us pages. So they're going to want to, gather as much text as possible from you. And then, then they're on their way creating the website for you. Once they've got to a point where they think it's ready to go, you'll receive another email, and simply they want to schedule an appointment with you as the business owner to review it to date. And that's your opportunity to work with them and say, hey, can you change this? I need to add this, and kind of work through the website and kind of the iterations that you can make to the pages. Once everybody's happy, the step 5 is simply just to launch the site on the internet. And it sounds more complicated than it is, but really it's just a button to make the site live. And then at that point, you can go back to your, your digital activation lead if you have any questions or concerns or need some advice on how to start promoting and selling online, and they can assist you with that. And then step 7 is hopefully receive your first order, and then step 8 would be to celebrate, and then start that process all over again from step 5 to step 8.
I like that step 8 is celebrate.
Everybody loves step 8.
So we did talk about this earlier about, is it really free? Because I think that's really important for people to understand up front.
Yeah, 100%. So it's completely free to get started and have your new online store built for you. And this is really, from what I've heard from previous business owners and all the business owners I speak with, lots of times it's just the getting started part that's usually the hardest. And it's, not because they don't always necessarily have the digital literacy skills to get that going. That could be one of the things that stops them. But a lot of the times it's overwhelming with all of the options available. Do I go with, Shopify? Do I go with Wix or WordPress? And there's so many different ways that you can transact online. So that, that can be one of the hardest parts. So, getting started, we obviously want to make that as easy as possible, and of course it's free. And ShopHere, powered by Google, is able to offer this because of the support of some amazing participating program partners, such as Google, the federal government, the province of Ontario, Shopify, Microsoft, and Mastercard. But again, businesses are responsible for the Shopify hosting plan after the initial free 90-day trial has ended.
That's good. And if you get started now, I mean, you're going to be up and running in time and have a good sense of it before, holiday.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But I mean, it's important to know that there are different kind of funnels in terms of pricing structure per month through Shopify. It really depends on your overall needs. It can really scale up to be something that's really pricey depending on the size of your website. But like I said, the average business owner just needs, it's basically their basic plan of about $29 USD a month. There are some less expensive options, but it really depends on what you're looking for and what you need from your website.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so here's another great one, because some businesses already have websites. So
Yeah, no, great question. And this comes up all the time. And this is great because it kind of leads into what I was just talking about. So, can we make it transactional if you already have a website? The short answer is yes. There are a few ways that we can do this, like adding Shopify Buy Now buttons, essentially. If anybody's familiar with PayPal can do a very similar function. But if you, have a current website, regardless if it's through Wix or, WordPress or any of those other online platforms, you could still get an account with Shopify. You can still list your products and your product offerings and the descriptions. And then what it is basically a little piece of code that's copy and pasted into your existing website. and it'll look like they're really just there on your current website. And then when somebody clicks on to purchase that product or service, they'll be taken to a checkout cart that seamlessly kind of flows with your web page, where it will facilitate the transaction. And then, of course, they're brought back to your actual website afterwards. So it's very seamless. And if that is an option that best suits your current setup, the good news is that that plan is only, I think, $10 a month. So if you already have a website and you just need it to be transactional, it's fairly inexpensive.
That's terrific. And would the digital squad members or those recent grads, would they help you improve your website if it needed a little bit of a boost or a little bit of an adjustment?
Yeah, absolutely. They're really there to help with whatever they can. Their main focus is building e-commerce sites. But at the end of the day, if you had a Shopify website currently and you really just needed some help or some advice or some guidance, or maybe there's some additional plugins that are available and you just needed some help with that, they can help you with that as well.
That's fabulous. Yeah, so if you haven't started a business yet, so lots of us have great ideas, but we haven't got started yet. Is this for us? Can this still work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a great way to get a head start in your business. So once you have your idea, I would simply just run to the website and sign up. Just be cognizant that it is a 90-day trial. So if you have an idea but you don't project it to be up and running for 3 months, I would simply wait. The program is not going to it's not going to disappear. They're not going to run out of room. There's tons of websites that can be built, and just because they've set a goal of 50,000, it doesn't mean that they're not going to build. Like, if you're 50,001, you're still going to get a website. So absolutely.
It's a good question though, because a lot of people aren't sure if during this time is it a good time to start a business, and it really is a fabulous time to be starting a business right now.
Yeah, and absolutely, and that's the great thing about the 90-day free trial and having it done for you, right? As well as getting that support and showing you how to use the platform. It really does allow you to test out something that you're not sure of. And if it's your first time, using e-commerce or really any kind of content management system, because at the end of the day, that's really what these platforms are. It's a great introduction.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so this is something we were talking about earlier when you need to book jobs. So for instance, like I know a neighbor who has her own cleaning business and really well recommended, lots of referrals, but she doesn't currently have this where people could book jobs with her online. Would she qualify for this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a lot of the service-based businesses that don't necessarily see themselves as needing an online store, or don't think that's suitable for them. Again, if you can just make it easier for your potential clients or your current clients to pay you, to pay invoices, to transact online with you in any way, it makes their life easier, it makes your life easier. But yeah, really cleaning businesses, retail stores, nail salons, pawn shops. I really threw in some weird examples here because I really want to stress that it really will work for just about everybody. A donut shop, personalized hockey sticks. Again, like I could go on and on. It really is set up to work with any kind of business. So, if you need an online store, we'll help you build it.
Yeah, and we were just talking just prior to the presentation today about all the kids returning to school, and a lot of them are going to be needing to wear masks, and maybe there's a great place to buy some really fun masks for kids to wear at school, and this would be another great opportunity for people to maybe have an online store, and if that's something they're making, people could order them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like just a quick example is I was consulting with a gentleman who makes he's a musician, and he is paying basically like an online community where there is already people coming there. Think of it as like an Amazon type community where people buy background music, beats and stuff like that, background tracks. And we worked through some of the cost involved in him just listing his music on there, as opposed to what he's getting at the end of the day after they take off the fees for listing it, the transactional fees. and it was quite hefty. And he's like, wow, this is so much. I'll just move everything to my own site, and you know what I mean. And his cost dropped significantly. The money he was paying out just to list his music on some of these different online communities. So there's another benefit all on its own.
Oh, I'm really glad you brought that up, because I was discussing that with someone as well. Yeah, because there are a lot of sites, but sometimes you're on a lot of different sites, and that is costing you a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Now, is this only available for Ontario businesses?
Yeah, so I threw this in here because we've got requests, and we never actually know where anybody's connecting with us from. So yes, the ShopHere Powered by Google program is open to any small business on Ontario, with more provinces opening up soon. So I believe it's test piloting as well. I think it's Saskatchewan right at the moment, but it will be coming to all provinces eventually. So if you happen to know somebody that lives outside the province, or you happen to be participating here and you're not within Ontario, I still encourage you to go and sign up. They'll follow up and let you know that that obviously it's may not be offered in that province at that time, but at least you'll then be on the waiting list. So when it does open up, you'll be one of the first people to be contacted and get that process going and building your store.
Yeah, and way to go, Ontario, for getting started with this great program.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was another good one where you'd mentioned this before. If, say, you already had a website built with Wix or WordPress, how does that work with Shopify?
Yeah, so I like to include this just so there's no confusion. All of the stores that are being built through the ShopHere program are built exclusively on the Shopify platform. Again, Shopify offers a very powerful, user-friendly platform, and of course, they're a very valuable supporter of the program. So we can't build a whole other store for you using some of the other examples like Squarespace and Wix or WordPress. But again, if you do happen to have one of those platforms, or you're using one of those platforms now, we can still make it transactionable through the Shopify platform.
Oh, that's a really important distinction. Thanks so much for answering that one. Okay, so when you register, how does this work with your local municipality? Like, do we go down to City Hall? How does it work?
Yeah, good question. Again, I really wanted to work this messaging in at the beginning of the program. Municipalities had to register first, and so there was some confusion. Not really a big deal. I mean, we really would let anybody in as long as you're from Ontario, but basically that they just broke down the barriers and said, it doesn't matter if the municipality, regardless of where you're located, if you're in Ontario, we're going to help you. We're going to build a website for you, regardless if your municipality has indicated that it's something that they want to participate in. So it just makes things a lot easier for everybody.
Now, other than Toronto, has Hamilton sort of been one of the pilots for this project?
No, Toronto is because of its relationship with Digital Main Street. Being founders of this, ShopHere and all of the other programs, things are generally piloted there first. So this did run, as a short pilot in Toronto, but the businesses adapted to it so quickly because of what it's offering. It quickly exploded, and it was evident that they needed to get this out and get it out to everybody as quickly as possible.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad that here in Hamilton we've jumped right in.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you pointed out what this means. I always see this POS, and I'm always like, what does it mean? Point of sale. Okay, so how does it all work about payment, shipping, point of sale? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, and these are some of what I call the nitty-gritty that everybody's interested in, and rightfully so. So again, all the stores are built on the Shopify platform. There's many packages and additional services available through Shopify to facilitate a whole host of additional store functionality, such as a POS system. So if you're not familiar with Shopify, Shopify has essentially a community of developers that develop additional, I'm going to call them plugins, and they're just things that add additional features to your current setup. And there's thousands of them. So if a POS system, point of sale system, is something you want to implement directly into your store because you are going to be somewhere where you're going to be able to accept payments physically through through either a swipe device or some kind of handheld POS system. That is available. It's not included in the free 90-day trial, but that is a big thing for businesses. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that is available. There might be some additional fees when it comes to that. It all depends on what you're looking for, and of course the team leads that help you build your website can walk you through that. Shopify also offers its own payment processing system, and that is by default. It doesn't mean if you use like a Moneris or you're using PayPal, or it really does support just about any other payment processing system, but they do have their own, and it does tend to be the fees tend to be a little bit lower by about 0.5%, and I believe generally it'll be like a 2.5% with a 30% transaction fee. I believe there's no transaction fee, so there is some benefits, and it goes directly into your bank account, where a lot of if you're used to working with PayPal, often it goes to your PayPal account, and then you request the money to then be transferred to your bank account, and that could be 4 to 5 business days. The Shopify payment processing system goes directly into your bank account. It's cheaper, and it tends to happen a lot quicker. So that's always a huge bonus for people. As well as shipping. So many different shipping providers are also supported through the Shopify platform. So I believe, Canada Post is the shipping is what's set up by default. Of course, if you use any other kinds of plugins like ShipStation, or you prefer to use FedEx, all of that can be facilitated. Curbside pickup is another option that's incredibly beneficial to a lot of small businesses right now. That's easily turned on, as well as gift card options.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, wow. This is one of the stores you've helped, one of the businesses. Yeah,
so it's hard to really kind of get across how these websites function in screenshots, but I thought it was important for potential business owners to see some of the quality and the depth that's coming out. Of course, there's all of the developers are more than capable to develop really nice looking websites. This happens to be one of the first businesses that went through the program. It's called Gata Pinata, and they simply make one-of-a-kind custom handmade pinatas. So again, it's not exactly the easiest to show, but I just wanted you to get an idea of what it looks like. And this if you have the opportunity to visit store.gatapinata.com, you can get an idea of what it looks like, and it's a fabulous website, and they're absolutely thrilled from what they had previously.
Those pinatas are so beautiful, you wouldn't want to break them.
No, it's really is. It's I had never heard of it.
And the next one, look at this one. This is jewelry. Look at the stunning jewelry.
Yes, you're gonna have to forgive me because I always pronounce this incorrectly, but it's Inamulanani. The long and the short is it's a custom jewelry designer founded by Jordanian designer Luma Husas Awad, and it's just another great example. I really tried to give as many an idea of what it could look like as a product-based business as well as a service-based business. And again, if you'd like to visit the website, the URL's there just to get an idea, but it is a great looking website. And all of these businesses are just thrilled. Within a matter of days, they had no way to transact online, and all of a sudden they've got these beautiful looking stores.
Well, it's wonderful too to go and check them out. Oh, here's another really different one. Honey
Be the Change, very, very cool name. Again, this is a family-owned all-natural honey shop. I might as well point this out right now. You can see that the URL or the address to the store is honey-bethechange.myshopify.com. This wasn't covered in some of the questions, but I know it will probably come up. That is your domain name. That is the name of your address to your website on the internet. And so when you do register for the program, you get one of these. What we're seeing here is honeybethechange.myshopify.com is a subdomain, and that's free of charge. If you needed to have or wanted to use the domain name you currently have, they can transfer that over if you have it. If you need to purchase one, they can also help you facilitate that.
That's wonderful. Looks like they've had a really good experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
And here we've got somebody who's more of an appointment-based business.
Yeah, so this is Lim's Salon and Spa. And again, I wanted to give an example of a service-based business. Again, a lot of business owners don't think service-based businesses need online stores, but they sell hair salon or hair products as well as salon services like cutting hair and perms and all that kind of stuff.
It's fantastic. And tea. It's always nice to have some tea. Hopefully people are enjoying a cup of tea or coffee or their lunch while they listen to this presentation.
Yeah, so Plenty Tea Bar, they're based out of Toronto, and again, they were one of the first businesses to go through the program, and they had some really kind words. They said anyone that is thinking of going live online should not underestimate the power of having somebody that knows what they're doing on your side of the court to help push you through. And so again, they were like many businesses that were kind of stuck with, my God, how do we pivot? What do we do? And thankfully they heard of the program, they jumped on it, and within a matter of days they were able to start selling their tea mixtures online and are doing very well with it.
That makes me think of somebody I know who sells tea. I will have to tell them all about you. Oh, and I recognize this one. They have a spot in the farmers market down at the Hamilton City Center, like the Hamilton Farmers Market downtown.
Yeah, so this is a business that I've worked with personally for quite a while on digital marketing and Facebook marketing and stuff like that. And so I really wanted to include a Hamilton-based business. And so Folk Art Prints did have a website previously when I was consulting with them, but it wasn't mobile friendly, which was a very important part. That's another thing I should mention. All of the ShopHere websites are mobile friendly. With the majority of the people shopping online these days and using their mobile devices to do so, it was really important for Folk Art Prints to be able to offer that to potential customers. And so they reached out to the ShopHere program, and then they've got this wonderful new website that they're selling all of their hand printed tapestries on.
Yeah, the people that run that booth in the farmers market are just so lovely.
Absolutely. So this again, just a couple of screenshots, but I just really wanted to, give people the idea that, and to kind of illustrate that you can facilitate the selling of gift cards. This company does a wonderful job. They've got a great picture and kind of put it into context instead of just, a card laying on the table. But this just goes to show we can.
So gift cards are definitely an option. That's wonderful, because I know that's helped a lot of businesses through this pandemic, is the purchasing of gift cards. And then this one, the appointment scheduling, that's what we were talking about for the hair salon. So that's another great example. Are you still there, Keith? I love that you're able to click on the date and see what appointment times are available, and click on the one you want. Keith might be just having some technical difficulties right now. We're going to see if we can get him back online. We can always come back to these slides if we need to. I love the custom fields too, because of course, when you're customizing a piñata, you would need to know the size. And if you have a traditional event, when you need it for, is it a birthday, an anniversary, a special occasion? That's terrific. And then yes, what does your shopping cart look like? And then how can you estimate the shipping and taxes and what you want to buy? It's really terrific. So it gives you a really good sense of that. So some of the, Keith's going to try and get back on here, but just so you know, he will be joining us again in the fall to talk about some of those additional programs that the Digital Main Street will be offering, the Digital Service Squad member, and future-proofing your business, whether you're an independent business or an artist. So those will be coming up as Lunch and Learns with Power Up Monday online in the fall. So stay posted for those. In the interim, we have some incredible programs lined up for you. They're typically the last Monday of the month. And our one for August is Monday, August the 24th. And we're going to be joined by Renee Morrison from the YWCA. Hamilton Women's Enterprise Center, and she's going to be discussing their really incredible 16-week training program they have coming up for women entrepreneurs, and their next cohort starts in September. So if that interests you and you know someone who might be eligible as a woman, an entrepreneur, that's a great one to jump in on or to refer someone to. And then in September, we're going to be talking about something really timely, survive and thrive after job loss. And we're going to be joined for that one with a chartered professional accountant. So that'll be really fantastic. And then in October, we're going to be learning all how to grow our business online with Google. So that ties in really nicely with today's presentation as well. And then our one in November, we're going to be joined again by another chartered professional accountant about maximizing your business. So learning some of those key concepts. A lot of businesses are going to be in that recovery mode, and a lot of great tips there. So I think we might have Keith back on the line with us.
Sorry about that, guys. A little technical issue.
I had spoken to a couple of your slides. Did you want me just to go back for a minute? I was just telling people about some of the fabulous things we have coming up with Power Up Mondays online. And like I said, both this presentation, the one we did last month with Hometown Hub, and all of these upcoming ones will be posted to the HPL's YouTube channel. And we have a playlist there called Power Up Monday. You'll also be able to search them all under hpl.ca/power-up. And just here's all of Keith's contact information. Well, here's the specific website. I'm just going to let him turn it back over to him for a minute so he can follow up, and then we'll answer some additional questions.
Yeah, thank you. Again, sorry, I apologize for the technical issue there. My computer just decided to shut off. So I just I hope everybody, really can see the value in the ShopHere Powered by Google program. Of course, if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me at any point by simply emailing shophere@hamilton.ca. As well, if you would like to just go ahead and apply right away, you can visit the digitalmainstreet.ca website /ShopHere, and all of the relevant information is there as well. The process is very, very easy to apply. So I encourage you all to do so.
And like we said, you can always reach Keith at shophere@hamilton.ca. We did cover one question that came in. We did cover that during the presentation about the price for a business license is approximately, we're thinking $60 to $70, but always great to check exactly where you live, because you might be joining us from another area of the city or outlying area. And I did have another question that came in that we didn't touch on yet, Keith, and it was just, is there an age restriction to this? And it's a really relevant question. I have teenagers at home, and one of my daughter's friends, who's only 16, who's quite a talented artist, has recently, her artwork's been chosen for phone cases. And another friend of hers, another fellow teen, has created a website to showcase these phone cases and sell them. And it features her artwork. Is that something that would be eligible for one of these ShopHere websites?
Yeah, I absolutely see no issue with that whatsoever. As long as you can obtain a small business license, a business number, you are good to go. We encourage everybody and anybody to apply. Artists, retail businesses, service-based businesses, 100% apply. That's
fantastic. Now I'm just going to, in the background, we've had some terrific technical support from both Nancy and Jeff, and thank you as well. And Keith, thank you so much for your expertise today. And I'm looking forward to, as I mentioned earlier, having a few more sessions with you in the fall. I'm just going to go back to that screen so people can see, once again, those upcoming Power Up Mondays. They are always on a Monday, but if Mondays don't work for you, you can always check them out at a future date at your leisure on our YouTube channel, the HPL's YouTube channel, under the Power Up Monday playlist. And now Jeff was going to just assist me here with his technical wizardry, and we're going to put up another slide just showing another program that HPL has just launched that's really tied into careers and businesses, about learning learning some tech to help build your career. And that should be live right there right now. And if you go into hpl.ca Right now, I think it's one of the slides that you can click on, but you can also go into /tech.career. Yeah, there it is, learn tech, build a career. And when you click on that, you see all the different courses that are available. So this just went live this week. Some more terrific things you can do to get certificates, whether it's introduction to cybersecurity, learning different types of internet services. Is it Linux or Linux? I think it's Linux is how you say that. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. And Python. These are some wonderful tools you can now also learn with your library card. I do believe they're totally free, and there will be staff available to support you. So once again, I wanted to thank everyone for joining us today, for tuning in, staying cool, and staying healthy. And you take care of yourselves, and all the best. And thank you again, Keith, so much for joining us. And we will connect again in the fall and have you back. And I'm looking very forward to that.
Amazing. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, take care, everyone, and have a great rest of your lunch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.